In its last 4 games, Tennessee has 16 fourth quarter points. 16. And one of those games was against the mighty Buffalo. We scored no second half points against LSU and Alabama. Even though with Alabama we were tied with them going into the half. Sooner or later you got to think that this is not a personnel issue, this is not a depth issue, because even teams that aren't that deep can still put some points on the board in the second half. That should be a given. It might be the coaches. I'm still a Derek Dooley supporter. I still think he's going to do good things for us. I'm starting to think he's our Mike Shula, though. I've heard it said a lot of times with Bama fans, with a lot of people who are Tennessee supporters who said it. He might be our Mike Shula, the placement holder who stems the bleeding and gets something going. Guys, this program doesn't need another Lane Kiffin, a gimmicky coach who has a successful father. I think Tennessee is the poster child for a pedigree does not a football coach or player make, because we have the son of Philip Sims at quarterback, and we have the son of Vince Dooley as our head coach. And it's not a very successful team right now. We'll get to more of Tennessee in a little bit. Alabama, you guys rolled over us in the second half. You guys made some great halftime adjustments, and you guys made the plays in the second half that we didn't. Alabama does this extremely well. They do the little things extremely well. Getting past that first tackler, not being called for false starts, not being called for holding, not being called for penalties at all. They do third downs well. They do the little things well. And honestly, that's what a national championship team does. And after watching Alabama this week, I think you guys do the little things well, much better than LSU, to be totally honest. And LSU versus Alabama is the de facto national title game. I'll go ahead and say it. I think everyone else is thinking that. Alabama LSU is the national title game 2 months early. To Alabama, we saw a side of A.J. McCarron, him stepping up that maybe we hadn't seen before, and it was kind of A.J. McCarron's coming out party. That said, I have watched very few games where the Tide are at home, very few football games over the year where the Tide are at home, and you guys have the most annoying PA announcer in the history of history. I mean, it made me want to slam my head into a brick wall. I mean, after 1 quarter of football, I learned every single Alabama chant. And after 1 quarter of football, I learned to hate every single Alabama chant. I mean, you have 100,000 people there, right? You shouldn't need the PA guy. That's all I'm saying. But Nick Saban is a hell of a coach. There's no denying that. The guy is he will very very most likely go down as one of the greats, not just of your program, but of all of college football. He's not going to be a Bear Bryant because he doesn't have the longevity. No coach has the longevity of a Bear Bryant or a General Neyland in today's game. No coach has that. But he made the second half adjustments that we didn't. And that's why you guys pulled out the win, and not just pulled out the win, you rolled over our asses in the second half. It was, as you guys say, roll tide roll. He rolled right over our asses in the second half of football. So that's all that I have. That's about all that I have to say about Alabama. I mean, you guys just... I know we gave you the scare for the first half of football, but that's kind of what happens, is that we're a first half team. And it's not a depth thing anymore. You can't really look at it as a depth thing. You have to look at it as Dooley and co not being able to make the adjustments and getting beat deep downfield by those DBs are getting beat deep downfield. I mean, honestly, I'd really like to see Teague. I mean, I don't know what the answer is for Teague or our other safeties or cornerbacks. I don't know what the answer is. It's not my job to know what the answer is. But that has to change if we're going to win those 3 games to get to a bowl game. And honestly, switching back to the Vols here, obviously, going to a bowl game is probably the best case scenario. I mean, we're not going to upset Arkansas in Arky. It's not going to happen. I mean, I'll make the hate video all the same, but it's not going to happen. I just hope Justin Worley has more consistent results than Matt Sims does. Because at this point in time, Matt Sims obviously is not the guy. I feel for the guy. I know he's a senior who wants to do well, but he's just not the guy. He's not... we don't need him to win games like we need Tyler Bray to win games. We need Matt Sims to not lose games. And the problem is Matt Sims loses games. He makes bad decisions, and those cost us these games. And I hate to say it, I really do. But, some people talk about, oh, will we run better with Sims? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Before we had Sims, we were first in the SEC in third down conversions. On Saturday, we made 2 of 14 third down conversions. Honestly, what more do you need to know about this offense in terms of the difference that Matt Sims makes versus Tyler Bray? I just hope that Tyler Bray can come in for the Kentucky game. I know he can come back. That if Justin Worley isn't, if Justin Worley doesn't put up strong showings, which he probably won't. Let's be honest here. I mean, I'm just happy that he didn't play the majority of the Alabama game because he could have very easily looked like a deer in headlights. I know that if I were a freshman quarterback in the SEC, that would probably be the last game I'd want to play at Alabama. Maybe at Death Valley, but at LSU. But thankfully we didn't have that game on schedule this year. That's a hard loss to take. And I'm still a Derek Dooley supporter. I am, but the guy needs to learn to make adjustments. I mean, not making second half adjustments is... not making adjustments, period, is what got Philip Fulmer in trouble. And if Derek Dooley doesn't learn how to make adjustments, the talent may be there, but the talent may start to be there. I mean, Malik Jackson, the guy played a hell of a game. He plugged up that center. I mean, for the first half, he was very much part of the reason why Tennessee had more rushing yards in the first half than Alabama did. Who'd have thought that? Who'd have thought that was going to happen? But, we need to make second half adjustments. This is a team that could still upset somebody. We need to make second half adjustments. That much is very clear to me. I hope it's clear to everybody else. It's a frustrating game. And Alabama, you guys played a really good game. You guys, definitely the crowd came into a factor. You guys have a strong fan base. You guys are very cocky. You should be at this point in time. And it was frustrating. And you guys deserve a lot of credit for A.J. McCarron, Trent Richardson coming in the second half and make those big plays to put the game away. You guys played better than we did, and you deserve to win the game. And like I said, it's those little things. It's the little things. It's a 3-yard gain versus a 2-yard loss. That makes all the difference with you guys. It really does. It makes all the difference with any team. And we're going to need to get those little things down.